Hello everybody, welcome from me as well to today's webinar about studying in the UK and applying at Bournemouth University. My name is Elizabeth Neach. I'm the International Admissions Manager here at BU. It will be my team that will be receiving your applications and making decisions on your applications and guide you through the whole admissions process from the point of you applying to receiving your offer, applying for your visa, and finally coming to the UK to enroll at BU, hopefully. Okay, let's get started. We will cover a lot of topics today. So first of all, we will briefly have a look at where is Bournemouth located in the UK. We will also look at the UK higher education system, also just briefly, as it is obviously quite different to the education systems that you are used to, where you grew up to. We will speak about our academic subjects that BU offers and obviously entry requirements, very important for you. I will also give you some interesting key facts about BU, tuition fees and scholarships. We will cover accommodation varieties that we have, sport at BU, and the help and advice that we can offer you as a student. And obviously in the end we will give you our contact details so you can always get in touch if you have any further questions, but of course you will also be sent this presentation after the webinar. So let's get started. Bournemouth is a town located in the southwest of England. We are right at the coast. It's a coastal town. We've got famous 12-kilometer long, sandy, lovely, beautiful beaches. A really interesting coastline with very attractive parks and gardens. So Bournemouth is a very beautiful town. Still, it is very closely located to London, which will be very important for you because when you arrive to the UK, you will most probably arrive at airports in London like Heathrow. From Heathrow, it is very easy and convenient to come to Bournemouth. It just takes 1.5 to 2 hours. There are frequent trains and buses, which are not too expensive. And obviously that should be an important factor for you also when you consider your parents coming to visit or you going home over the holidays. So, or just spending a weekend in London, for example, which a lot of our students do. Bournemouth itself is a very popular British holiday destination, so especially in the summer we will get a lot of tourists from within the UK, but also from all over the world because we have 65 language schools as well located in Bournemouth. So especially during the summer months, the town is buzzing with international students, which creates a really wonderful atmosphere. We have as well a very nice and very diverse nightlife with many pubs and bars and nightclubs, but obviously you're coming here to study. Still, it is really interesting. There's a lot to do and a lot to experience in Bournemouth. If you want to know more, you can just read our undergraduate student blogs and postgraduate student blogs where our current students share their experience of how it is to live in Bournemouth. So it will always be good for you to hear a student's perspective. Here are just some pictures from the area around Bournemouth. So on the center picture you can see Bournemouth Beach. You can see it is really beautiful. You have Bournemouth Pier pictured in here. equally, we also have Jurassic Coast, it is called, like as you can see with the picture on Old Harry Rocks on the top left. So this coastline makes it really interesting, and you will find a lot of people actually going out trying to find fossils on the beach, which you can find frequently here. And a lot of our students which study archaeology subjects, they also often go into the countryside around Bournemouth to do digging as part of their course. So that is a very interesting aspect of these science-based courses. On the top right, you can see fireworks, which are frequent in the summer. Every Friday evening, there are fireworks on the beach. This is a picture of Poole Quay. Poole is our neighboring town, but it is such a close neighbor that you can't feel that it is an actually different town. Bournemouth and Poole just go inside each other. On the bottom left, you can see a picture of the very famous Bournemouth Air Festival, which takes place end of every August in Bournemouth. It is for free, and it has a number of amazing flight displays, and a lot of tourists come to see this every year. So when you plan to come to the UK, make sure you will be here at the end of August. And on the right-hand side, on the bottom, you can see a picture of Corfe Castle on the Isle of Purbeck, which is also nearby. You can reach all these places very easily by local buses, and just go out and explore Dorset. Why should you choose BU? In terms of our rankings, we are really proud because in the past years we have made amazing jumps in improving rankings, and we, for example, rose 11 places in the 2015 Complete University Guide rankings, and are now 4th in the Southwest. So this is quite an amazing achievement, and we are also top 10 in the 2016 Guardian rankings for hospitality, events and tourism. I will talk about these courses later. We are amongst the top 20 in the 2016 Guardian rankings for journalism and public relations as well. We are first university in the UK commended for quality of student learning opportunities, and that applies to especially our Faculty of Media and Communication courses, which are recognized by the NCCA, the National Center for Computer Animation. Again, I will talk about these a little bit later. Obviously, apart from the ranking, this is just a small chunk of your decision making, but there are plenty of more reasons why you should choose to come to BU. We have a very wide portfolio of scholarship offers that we offer to all students. For some of them, you will have to apply, and they are competitive. For other scholarships, you don't even need to apply for them. You will be automatically considered for them once you submit your application. We have international students from 120 countries. So on our campus, we have a wonderful variety of different nationalities and cultures, which is really enjoyable. You can make friends with people from all over the world with all kinds of backgrounds. The university itself invested a lot of money, £200 million, in new buildings and facilities, and IT facilities, which has already started developing. For example, we have just had the grand opening of our new student center, and you can see a picture of the student center here on the screen. 96% of our research was rated as internationally recognized. We also just recently entered the list of world recognition. So we are now amongst the top 500 universities in the world in the latest Times Higher Education World University ranking. And if you like football, the AFC Bournemouth is now a Premiership football club. Here you can see some pictures of our campus. On the top left, you can see our new atrium, which has a lovely cafe where our students and staff meet. We also have a new restaurant, which you can see here on the center picture, the small picture. On the top right, you can see a picture of our Faculty of Media and Communication. On the bottom left is a picture of the new student center. So these are just some images of our campus, of our Talbot campus. BU has two campuses, but the majority of courses are delivered at Talbot campus. Some more pictures on the right-hand side, top right-hand side, you can see a picture of our main lecture theaters, which is called Kimmeridge House, and again 2 images of our new student center. Entry requirements, they are of course very important for you to know, and they can be a bit difficult to understand if you are used to a different educational system. However, don't worry about this, because we will always be able to advise you what we are looking for in the international admissions team, and you will also have at the end of the presentation the chance to to scribble down our email address. So please feel free to always get in touch to ask us about specific entry requirements, your specific qualifications from your country and how we would compare them to the UK system, and what English qualifications you need. So I'm only focusing now on undergrad and postgraduate degrees. Obviously in the UK, students are doing A-levels, which is the equivalent, for example, to a US high school diploma plus SATs, or the German Abitur, so a whole variety of different things. The International Baccalaureate, the European Baccalaureate. So we would look for a qualification that is equivalent to A-levels. If you are not sure if your qualification is equivalent, please just get in touch, and we can tell you exactly how much you need in terms of grading, and we can also tell you exactly what your qualification compares to. The majority of our courses need an minimum IELTS requirement of 6 overall, with 5.5 in each component. But please remember that a number of our courses may require a higher language requirement, because these courses may be very strong on language. For example, the journalism courses. So for these courses, we may have to ask you for a higher IELTS grade. Obviously, we do not only accept IELTS. There is a whole number of different English qualifications that we can accept. So please, before you sign up to take IELTS exams, have a look on our website. We've got a list there of all our English language qualifications that we can accept. And if you are still not sure, again, please feel free to get in touch at any time. If you want to come and do a postgraduate degree, you should have already a bachelor degree equivalent from your home country, or from whatever country. We would again, compare it to its equivalency to a UK degree, you will usually need a strong average overall grade. In the UK, you would call it a lower second class degree, but obviously a lot of different countries have a lot of different grading systems. So if you want us to have a look at your transcripts and say, is my grading sufficient for a postgraduate degree at BU, then please just email us and we will let you know. If you have any specific questions about the foundation certificate or research degrees, so PhD degrees, then please ask questions at the end of the presentations or again get in touch. These entry requirements that I just said, they're very general. So when you think about studying or applying to BU, please have a look first on our course search and see which course do you want to study. Then secondly, click on the entry requirements tab and see, okay, what do I need to get into this course? For undergraduate courses, it will tell you you need an equivalent of 260 UCAS points, for example. UCAS points refer to the English education system. So if you don't know what UCAS points are, then please let us know. We are really happy to tell you what these UCAS points compare to in your own school's grading system. If you have previously studied already and you, for example, just want to complete your bachelor degree or, we would take this into account, but make sure that with your application you always send full transcripts of your previous or current qualification so we can do the assessment. And also, especially for postgraduate courses, we will take work experience into account. If you don't have any work experience, fair enough. If you have it, then please let us know in your application because we will consider it when making a decision on your application. Our academic subjects. BU has 4 big faculties. The first faculty is the Faculty of Media and Communication. And this faculty is delivering courses in animation, in English, communications, marketing, journalism, politics, film and TV. So a really interesting variety of different courses, and it is our animation courses that are accredited by the NCCA, which I mentioned earlier. And this is a very important accreditation if you would like to work in animation later, because employers would look for such accreditations. And the NCCA accreditation is very special to BU courses. For example, our animation courses were involved in, in the production of Avatar, the movie Avatar, but also Gravity. So these are things for you to consider. Courses like journalism and English and communications, obviously they are very, very strong on language. So for these courses, be prepared that you may have to have slightly higher English skills than for other courses. So please again check the entry requirements. Our Faculty of Science and Technology offers courses in Anthropology, Archaeology, Forensics, Geography, Biological and Environmental Science. Very science-based subjects, obviously, but equally really interesting. And as I said before, in our area in Dorset, in our county, a lot of our students go out on, class trips to do digging and, to expose archaeological findings. So you will get hands-on and really a lot of practical experience with these courses as well. The Faculty of Science and Technology also offers courses in design, engineering, computing, and creative technology. So design, engineering explains is self-explanatory, computing as well, but creative technology are subjects like games technology or music and audio technology, for example. Our Faculty of Management offers a very wide variety of also really interesting courses that are specifically targeted at international markets. So if you ever consider that you may want to work for an international company or abroad even, then these courses would prepare you very well. And the frameworks that we offer are accounting and finance, business and management, economics, law, and of course the MBA. We also delivered by the Faculty of Management are the courses in tourism, hospitality, retail, events and sports. And as I said before, these courses are very highly recognized in the industry as well and have been highly ranked as well. So definitely courses for you to consider if you are interested in these kind of subject areas. And finally, our fourth faculty is the Faculty of Health and Social Care. They deliver courses in psychology, exercise science, nutrition, social work, sociology and anthropology, sociology and social policy. Again, a very interesting variety of courses. But for these courses, please check on the entry requirements because not all of them are accessible for international students. We would advise you anyway, so once you get in touch, we will tell you, you know, what you would have to do. But a number of these courses are NHS funded. NHS is the British healthcare system. So due to this funding, obviously, some international students may not qualify to apply for these courses. But please, it is still worth checking with us and submit an application. Just this October, we had the big opening of our new international college. You can see a picture here. The building is brand new and and the highest in Bournemouth, actually, the highest building in Bournemouth, and has accommodation for students, classrooms, everything. It's a really nice facility and you would our students would very much enjoy being there. At this college, you can do the foundation certificate to prepare you for undergraduate studies, for example, if you need it. They also deliver pre-sessional English courses to prepare you for your English with your English skills. And they also deliver pre-master's courses, which will prepare you for a master's degree at BU. So this is obviously depending on your profile, on your academic profile. You may not need these courses, but if you are struggling a little bit with English and are not, to achieve the required level in English, the pre-sessional English courses at the college would definitely be for you to consider. Because you have guaranteed progression into your BU course, into your degree course, subject to successful completion of your college course. So please keep this in mind. The tuition fees, they vary slightly. Here you can see a brief breakdown. Again, fees depend on the courses, if you do undergrad or postgraduate degree, but again there is a number of different discounts are available, and if you start your bachelor degree at BU and continue to a master's degree, you will even get further discounts. Tuition fees for non-EU students are slightly higher, but again, there is a variety of different discounts that you can apply for. I already mentioned scholarships. The scholarship that nobody has to apply for, we consider all students for them, and the number of these scholarships is unlimited, is the Academic Excellence Scholarship, and this scholarship rewards you for high academic grades. And if you achieve high academic grades in your A-levels or in your previous bachelor degree, then you would automatically get the scholarships. But again, we have a list on the website to show you for each country how much in terms of grading you need to achieve to qualify for the scholarship. And the scholarship is awarded in form of a tuition fee reduction by the amounts that are shown on the screen. There are a number of other scholarships, for example, the sports scholarship that goes up to £5,000, or music scholarship with up to £1,000. They all are given in form from tuition fee reductions. The BU Commonwealth scholarship, our Dean's scholarship, the Vice Chancellor scholarship. So please have a look on this link on the bottom of the screen for more information. The application overview: if you want to study an undergraduate degree, then you should go through UCAS, which is the UK application system. This may be a bit intimidating at first because you might not know such a system from your home country, but it is actually very good. It is a portal where you have to sign up and submit all your details, and can apply for 5 different universities at the same time. 5 different universities or 3 universities and 2, and choose several courses. So it is a very good system for you, but there are deadlines. So UCAS is open now for applications. You should really try to apply by the 15th of January. However, if you miss this deadline, it doesn't matter. Please still apply. We would still accept and consider international applications. This just gives you some information about how to apply in UCAS. You have to obviously submit your academic qualifications. You have to say what grades did you have in your high school diploma. You have to add a personal statement, an academic reference. You have to choose the institution where you want to study, so BU hopefully, with the institution code of B50, and you can choose the courses you want to do. Undergraduate applications can be sent directly for non-EU only, but they should really go through UCAS, so please try to use UCAS. Postgraduate applications can be sent directly to BU. You can easily apply online, but also email us or even send it by post. We have a number of official representatives in our country, in different countries, so if you need help, you can easily get in touch with one of them and they will guide you through the application process. Once you have submitted your application, it will be my team, the international admissions team, that will help you through the rest of the admissions process until you enroll. And we usually try to get in touch with you within 48 hours of receipt of the application. So I said the personal statement should be included. In your personal statement, you should tell us why are you applying for this course and how will this course benefit your future. Why have you chosen BU? Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? What are your career aspirations? What motivates you? But it should be all relating to your course. And also, if you have any relevant extracurricular activities, because we will take all this information into account. You have to submit an academic reference, of course, which should be written by your tutor or an academic. It would be nice to have grade predictions, but I know in a lot of countries they are not provided, so don't worry if not. Just send us your transcripts so we can ourselves have a look at, you know, how your profile is. You can also, as well, you know, if you struggled in one semester or please tell us why, because again, we will take all this into account. Yeah. Accommodation is guaranteed for all our college students, but as well it is available for international students, and we have different types of accommodation. We have halls of residence which cost between 130 and 149 pounds per week, or student village, which is on Talbot campus, where it costs 105 to 143 pounds. Or you can also rent a room together with other, or a house. You can rent a room in a house together with other students where the rent would be between 95 to 130 pounds. All these student accommodations include all bills and a BU bus pass. So here are just some images of our different accommodation types. So on top left you see a typical student hall. On the top right, uni-let, so houses that are made available for students to rent. On the bottom left you can see an image of the student village at Talbot campus, yeah, and a bedroom. Here are just more pictures of our accommodation. Most of our accommodation is brand new and have just within the past 5 to 6 years been opened or refurbished. At BU we are really proud as well because we are very active in terms of sports. We have a brand new gym, and as a student obviously you get access to this brand new gym and to a number of classes and programs that you can sign up for. The main sports that is focused on is cricket, golf, tennis and volleyball, but there's plenty of other sport available. So on the right hand side you can see a number of links where you can just follow up for further information if you want. And as I said before, we have a number of very good help and advice services available for our students. For example, academic support if you have specific learning needs or you struggle a bit with adapting to the British learning style. There are medical conditions involved or mental health issues, you have a physical or sensory impairment or physical, yeah, I just said this, sorry. So please just let us know in your application as well, because we want to make sure that we can, as early as possible, put you in touch with the right people so you've got all the support you need right from the start. We have a language center, of course, which is very, very good and which will give you a lot of support in terms of academic writing, critical analysis, examine revision techniques, presentations, referencing, and help you to avoid plagiarism, because this can be quite different to what you are used to in your country. So please use these services. They are there to help you. And for health and well-being, we have a chaplaincy, counseling facilities. We have our own little medical center right on campus. And we've got our own 2 policemen right on the campus, so to ensure absolute safety and personal security. But I didn't mention it earlier, Bournemouth itself is a very safe and secure town. If you have any questions, then please go ahead now.
Thank you, Liz, very much for presentation. I did receive a few questions, so I'm going to read some of them so you can go over. Thank you. And just for those who have joined us and haven't heard the introduction, I have prompted you guys to send over your questions either via text mode or click on the hand symbol to be able to go online and ask your question live. So whilst I'm reading some questions, please feel free to click on the hand symbol or send your questions. Thank you. And we'll have a few minutes to go before finish today. Thank you. So the question came from Jules. If I'm not mistaken, Jules is residing in Switzerland, and she's asked a question about the EU fees, whether Swiss nationals pay EU fees. And I have replied yes, but Elizabeth, if you have anything else to add for those who reside probably in the EA area or Switzerland, maybe just to cover a little bit more about the fees and perhaps anything else they should know, maybe about maintenance loans, if any grants. And the second question from Jules, again, is I'm interested to get into computer animation art. How much will it cost per 1 year? Again, I did answer that it's £9,000 per year. Sorry, it's not 900. It's a typo there in my text message. It's 9,000. Liz, would you be able to add anything else?
Yeah, in terms of the fees, Switzerland is not necessarily EU. It is EEA, but not EU. So when we receive your application, we will do a so-called fee status assessment where we ask you for certain questions. So we will ask you, where have you lived in the past 3 years prior to your course? Have you been moving around with your family, or have you always been a resident in Switzerland, etc., etc.? So you would have to answer these questions, and based on these we will make a fee status assessment, which is normal procedure for for EEA countries.
Thank you, Liz. Moving on, there's a question that came from Micah Ross. Can you still receive a scholarship if you have if you have already received a scholarship in your own country? It doesn't actually say which country Micah is coming from, but if you hear asking, please add that. Sorry, Holland. Yeah. So Liz,
Okay.
can students apply for a BU scholarship if they already have a scholarship from their own country?
I believe so, yes. But if this scholarship is in any way connected to BU, you cannot apply for 2 scholarships. If you apply for 2 scholarships at BU and would get both awarded, we would give you the higher one. If the scholarship that you have from your home country, from Holland, is totally independent from BU, it's, for example, a scholarship that your employer gave you or something like this, then yes, of course, you can apply for a BU scholarship as well.
Thank you, Liz. Another question came from Rup Roy, and again, I apologize if I have mispronounced your name. He's just questioning the start date for our courses. Maybe you can briefly cover again what we can offer in terms of start and maybe delivery mode for some courses, if there's alternative dates or starts.
Yeah, we have 2 intakes per year. The main intake is usually in September. The next one will be on the 19th of September 2016, but we also have a smaller intake in January. So our closest intake for postgraduate programs only would be on the 25th of January 2016. So please, if you consider studying a postgraduate degree at the Faculty of Management mainly, and some Faculty of Media and Communication courses are also included, then please consider sending your applications now.
Thank you, Liz. There's another question again from Noor Ruli, and it reads as such. Is it possible to apply for another subject if I already applied before? Does that make, yeah, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it is possible, but obviously there will be a point when you have to decide which offer you accept.
Okay, thank you, Liz. And moving on, again, just a brief reminder before we finish today, please either click on the hand symbol to be able to go online, and I will unmute you so you can ask your question live, or just type it in whilst we still have time. So the question I received came from Nigeria, from Julius. His question is about actually an application. He's just wondering, he submitted recently an application, hasn't he or she, I do apologize, I think it's he hasn't received the reply yet. Could you please give maybe the time scale for what happens to applications? Again, I think we're talking about postgraduate application. I believe there's a different process to how you handle it, and maybe on the time scale of how you process, how quickly, and what exactly to expect to hear, what should the student receive in the end. Yeah.
For postgraduate applications, usually you would hear from us within 48 hours. If you haven't heard from us, then please just email us with your student reference number, the number that starts with 48. That you would have received when you submitted your application, and we can easily check for you where we are in assessing your applications. Sometimes there are delays. We cannot make a decision within 48 hours because some courses need, we need to send your transcripts to the academic, to the program leader, to check whether you have sufficient underpinning, or a program leader might decide he wants to interview to make sure that the course you have chosen is right. So this is where delays can come in. For undergrad applications, we usually get in touch within 2 weeks.
Thank you, Liz. Okay, so and for everyone else, I've just briefly sent a text message to say if you have a question, plus add your student reference number, and please email to International Admissions mailbox, and one of the colleagues will be able to help you with your questions or queries regarding the application process, plus following advice from Liz in terms of how quickly we can look into the case. Back to Jules from Switzerland. We've got a question regarding a portfolio. There was an animation and computer art course. Elizabeth, would you be able to give a brief advice or guide us where to look for portfolio tips and maybe how to get prepared?
Okay, we have information on the website which gives you an idea of what you should put in your portfolio. I think you said you're interested in computer visualization arts. This is quite an art-based course, but you need as well a lot of technical skills because obviously you do animation on computers. So what the program leaders want to see is that you have the ability to work with the computer, create art on the computer. So I am not very good in giving you specific details about this course, so this is just very rough. But please feel free to email us, and then I'm happy to forward your email to my colleague who looks after this course, and she will be able to tell you more specific what they're looking after. For some courses, for example, they want to have a little movie that you presented or that you created. For other courses, they just want to have some drawings, photographs, you know, a selection of other artwork, just to give the academic an impression of your skills in art. But please email us, and I ask my colleague Rosemary to reply to you and give you some specific advice about the portfolio.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And just a second, sorry, there's a few questions popping up. Mariam Mohammed is asking how many courses actually you can apply at once. You mentioned that on UCAS platform, students can submit a few applications. So what's the max of applications one student can send in?
You mentioned UCAS, so I assume it's for an undergraduate degree. Well, if you know that BU is your one and only choice, then you can use all your 5 choices for an undergraduate course in UCAS. So for undergraduate, you can apply for 5 courses.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. And if it's just in case it wasn't very much clear from the question, if it's a postgraduate application form,
Oh, okay.
Again, what's the limit?
There is no real limit, but I would advise to really only apply for 2 courses. You should try and narrow it down and really go for the area that is of interest for you and that that fits into your profile as well. So there is no specific limit, but try to keep it to 2.
Okay, thank you. That's some valuable advice to everyone, I guess. Moving on, question from Noor Ruli. I think we've already answered a few questions from this student. I have already applied for postgraduate program, September 2015 start, and I got conditional offer, but then I decided to postpone my study to 2016 intake. Should I reapply? So I think it's a general advice maybe to everyone you can give, Elizabeth, for those who applied, received an offer, be it conditional or unconditional, and decided to postpone. So what happens to the application?
Yeah, you don't need to apply again, but please let your administrator know that you want to defer your offer. And yeah, so get in touch with your administrator. You would have been, you know, you would have been in touch with one of my team members who sent you your offer letter and emails, any communication from BU. From the international admissions team. So please email this person and ask her to defer your offer to the next intake.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. I've got a question from Aslan Hassan. He is currently studying in Russia, doing a marketing and management degree, and I believe, according to his text messages, an undergraduate degree. Now he's asking if he can do a similar degree or the same degree at Bournemouth University. And from my expertise, I think he's talking about maybe a top-up or a switching course from a similar sort of background, marketing and management, to Bournemouth. Is that possible, Liz? And what are the requirements for such a switch?
Yes, it is possible. You obviously have to tell us exactly which intake you want to do. So I'm not sure at the moment. Have you completed your bachelor degree and want to go into master's degree? That's of course possible, but I'm just not sure. Or have you?
Yeah, and he's currently doing, I think, third year in one of the Russian universities.
Oh, okay.
So he would like to maybe do last year at Bournemouth, or because we have different obviously system of education, it might be different scenario.
Okay, so yes, obviously you can apply. You would then probably apply for one of our top-up business courses, which means it is only the final year of the bachelor degree, and you would complete with a bachelor degree from BU in business or whatever you choose. But to be accepted on it with your application, you have to send us your full transcripts of all the studies that you have done so far in your current degree at your current university. So please make sure this is complete, because this application will then go to the academic, and the academic will check whether your current course gives you all the underpinning you need to come directly into our final year.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I have a question from Jules, and that's about that's a Swiss national, and she the student was asking about fees first, and then also about the portfolio. And now Jules is asking about what are the steps to follow to get into BU. So I guess, Elizabeth, if you can remind the students what they should do to start the application process, perhaps tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Is it for postgraduate or undergraduate degree?
Undergraduate.
Okay. Go on to UCAS, the UCAS website. It's www.ucas.com. Yeah, and then on there it will guide you through the application process. It is basically an online application where you have to put in your personal details, your qualification details, your personal statement, and the details of your referee. Then you have to accept the terms and conditions. You have to choose the course that you want to study and the university where you want to study at. So there is a long drop down where you can choose the universities and the courses. So it is just an online application form, and once you have submitted it, UCAS will send us your application electronically, and we assess it and we get in touch with you, etc., etc. And you have created a UCAS account. So when we send you your decision, for example, or also your offer, or you can track this on UCAS. It's just like a portal where it's like an application portal.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And for everyone, I'll share the UCAS website, and I think they have some guides there. So if you click on the link, you should be able to register today and start submitting. It's for those who are thinking of doing an undergraduate degree. And the last question for today came from Mike Ross, and she's asking about, again, what's the application process for postgraduate MA studies? So how to submit, where to start?
Well, that's really easy as well. You go onto our website, you look up the course that you are interested in, and usually on the right-hand side on this page for your course is an apply button. You press this, and then you can choose the intake. So you can say, do you want to do January 16 or September 16? You choose this, and then it guides you to our online application form.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Just to say, well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have everyone today, and I hope you did enjoy and found their presentation very useful. We're here to help you, and I shared some email addresses. Please get in touch with us. If there's anything regarding the application process, please send it with your student reference number if you have already submitted your application to international admissions. Alternatively, on the last slide, you can see key contact. It's AskBU at Bournemouth. Send them your inquiry, and we will be able to answer them very, very shortly. Also, please follow our blogs. We have a number of blogs posted by undergraduate and postgraduate students. I have a lot of tips for you, as well as we constantly update our Facebook pages. There's a lot of promotions going on, a lot of win the prizes. So if you follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, there's a lot happening, and I do suggest person to get in touch with us and follow the developments. And we also host webinars every Thursday. occasion on Wednesday for BU specific subjects, and we also have a webinar archive where you can, if you go on a BU website and search for webinars archive, you'll be able to see the past events and have a recording, listen to it, and it might help you with the application for BU courses. Well, thank you very much again. Thank you to Liz for presenting. I will be shortly emailing you with a link to the recording of today's presentation, as well as the PDF slides of the presentation. And any questions, please email us back. Any feedback is always welcome. Thank you very much, and it's goodbye from me. Thank you.
Bye-bye.